The world's first television was created in 1927 by a 21-year-old inventor named Philo Taylor. Or Philo or Philo?
If it's Philo, then I get to take over reading.
Well, we don't know.
You forgot his last name.
He's here.
Farnsworth.
Farnsworth.
Yeah, missed that too.
Philo Taylor Farnsworth. All right, I think I get that. A name like that, that doesn't count.
What was on it?
On the TV?
Yeah.
Picture
it has a TV. What's on it?
Just his family.
The VCR hasn't been invented. Just his family's on there.
Just pictures.
Yeah. What was on? What was the first TV show? America's first television program aired in 1928 and was called The Queen's Messenger. It was a radio drama adapted for television. The program was thought to be broadcast only to 4 television sets. So 1927, the TV was invented. Nothing was on it.
Yeah.
And then 1928, that show, The Queen's Messenger.
And Philo was like, thank God you finally gave me something to put on this TV. I've had it for a year.
Yeah. He just one night, he goes, I do this every night. Just seeing.
Nothing.
He goes, nothing.
Oh.
Just one day, just,
Queen's Messenger.
what's this? Changes it. Back to nothing. It's not good. It's like, it stinks.
It's got to be pretty weird, though, that it was a radio. Like, if I'm thinking of this correctly, it would be a radio show that they now are putting on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I've done a show. They do, when I would do the Prairie Home Companion, which is on NPR, Chris Thiele, they do, Tom Papa would write out this kind of stuff, like a radio show where you're kind of like, it's either being funny or it's like that kind of stuff. It's pretty interesting. I mean, it's like people are listening to radio. I mean, I think people used to sit around the radio. Like, it's
interesting that we've kind of come back to that now. I mean, we're doing a podcast right now. Mm-hmm. The idea of doing this 20 years ago would be insane.
Yeah.
You're going to do a radio show?
Well, it's the same thing with like The Herd. Like, that's a radio show, but they put it on Fox Sports 1.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you listen to any regular radio, or do you think you'd be all? Do you listen to podcasts?
I listen to some podcasts. They got to be good. I haven't listened to this one yet.
Yeah.
So,
because that's okay. That's fair.
Yeah. But no, I listen to, the only radio I listen to is 104.5. The Game. Yeah.
I
listen to that in the morning.
The Zone?
That's it. The Zone.
102.5 The Game.
I listen to 104.5.
Midday 180.
Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah.
The Zone.
All right.
Yeah. They
Clay Travis in the morning.
So they're doing I wonder if like now like radio is like, because I mean there's going to be people that are not listening to I mean all they're doing is listening to podcasts. They're not regular radio. I think Sirius does good. I listen to Sirius. I like Sirius. I like just how easy that once it's all going to change. Once everything, the thing with internet TV and internet, all this stuff with the radio is you have to go to you can't just flip and listen to what's on.
Yeah.
So once that I feel like is on, like with Sirius Radio, you can go to news, sports, comedy, and I get to kind of just flip and whichever thing I want to stop on. But once with internet radio, you got to I feel like you got to go TV is, I got to go to Netflix. I got to come out of Netflix. Got to go to Hulu. It's these extra steps that I think is the only thing that's keeping it from just, regular cable's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my parents, like 2 nights ago, were asked me, what am I paying for YouTube TV? And I told them they're paying 4 times that for cable. And so they're like, well, we're going to try YouTube TV. And so I gave them my account information. They signed in. And my mom immediately calls me and was like, why can't you switch between channels? And I was like, what do you mean? You just go back and scroll down. She's like, so I have to do that every time I want to switch the channel. I was like, yeah, it's pretty simple though. It's not very hard.
It's how you get into it though.
Yeah.
I think for you,
I can't click 24. Yeah. And I'm like, no.
Well, she wants to just turn it and it pops on. And you're kind of flipping through it.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of done.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really flip now. The guide, I don't do it much,
right?
But sometimes it's nice to press down and it changes the channel.
Yeah.
But my parents are on YouTube TV now.
Yeah,
they're done. We still have DirecTV, but I mean, we're close. It's close. I mean, because it just seems like everything's there, and I don't know. I don't understand. There's parts that we're not even. I don't get to watch as much TV as I want to now, and so it's just my daughter. I think my daughter is not ever gonna she'll just be Netflix. Like she's just used to.
Well, kids don't even think about TV in the same way that we do as like a channel being something that's just going on.
Yeah.
And then you just tune in and watch whatever's on it and then tune out.
It's
you
like
don't
I
even think
started.
about it that way. Yeah, that's how I watch TV.
Yeah.
Almost all my life until the last few years.
Yeah.
Now it's just you have a show, I'll just watch that show.
It's
not linear.
Yeah, so she'll be Harper, she's 8. She'll be that generation that is the show starts when I press play.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not just I didn't miss it.
Yeah.
Right.
And watching something live. That's the
Well, that's the thing too. Like I feel like TV also went to like, I don't know, maybe 8 years ago, whatever, around that time. Like it went to, you want a million channels. Like, oh, you can upgrade all these packages. And now it's coming back to where like you realize you only really watch like 8 to 10 separate networks, I think. Like when I'm at home, I don't flip around the 700 channels my parents have. I watch ESPN or whatever I'm trying to watch, and that's it. And
if the cable company let you pick individual channels that you wanted, how many would you pick?
20.
Yeah, I think probably less than that if you really think
What's
about
one channel that if you could only pick one, what would you pick?
ESPN.
Yeah.
PBS.
Yeah, there you go. I always thought about this. There was a while I thought I would almost take TBS.
Yeah, TBS.
Because for sports, even though I want sports,
you still get a few
you still
games
get
a
your
year.
Braves games.
Yeah.
You would get other stuff,
March
and
Madness.
you're not gonna want just sports. You want a mix, and I always thought TBS would be a good.
Yeah.
It's like reruns.
Mhm.
Yeah, all that March Madness. You'd get some of that.
That's a good pick, TBS. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, it is a good pick because I'm smarter than all of y'all.
Yeah.
What are you doing on PBS, dude? Watching
Learning.
Ken Burns documentaries?
Yes,
all
I'm
day?
learning.
60 minutes.
No, I watch
That's
60
CBS,
Minutes, but that's
isn't
CBS.
Do you watch
okay.
PBS?
Yeah,
I like
good stuff.
Ken Burns.
Austin City Limits.
That's a good show.
Thought that was a music festival.
No, it's a
It's a show that they show music.
Yeah, they show music on PBS. Do you know PBS?
I've heard of it. It has that little icon thing,
Yeah.
like a
You're
head.
too young to start watching
the
it.
head. Yeah.
It's this age group.
Yeah, it's this side of the
But
table.
they have kids programming too. Sesame
Yeah.
Street.
They do during
Yeah.
the day. Yeah.
You know, I never really watched
It's so when
Sesame Street.
grandparents are watching their grandchildren,
Yeah.
they can bond over a channel.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. No, PBS is good. They have a lot of good stuff. It's brought to you by PBS.
Viewers like you.
When did TV sets begin being sold? It would take until 1938 before American television sets were produced and released commercially. They were an instant hit after release. Did that count as that wasn't?
I didn't even pick up on it.
No, yeah. See, that doesn't
I heard
count.
it.
It's when I don't know a word.
You didn't pick up on him stuttering
Yeah.
and pausing uncontrollably?
Yeah, I
No.
saw it.
1938. Yeah, I mean they would have been. How much were they? Did you see any of that? I mean,
That's
how
a
much
good
could a
question.
TV set have been? $500. I mean,
What?
I'm
For
guessing
back then?
I'm guessing it was the equivalent of owning a boat for your family.
Yeah.
Like it was that
like
sort of
15
status
grand.
level,
Like
probably.
Yeah,
I-
$5,000,
I don't think so.
maybe $5,000.
I could be way off here.
Yeah.
If you had a TV, it
Brian,
would
what's
be.
it say?
Yeah, it was impressive. Yeah,
Looks like depending on what size you got, it ranged from 125 to 250.
a 3-inch.
A 3-inch
5-inch.
TV.
a-
Wow.
Wow. Well, how much is an iPhone? Then?
Imagine.
Well, it says
That's
down
like
there
7.
in 1938, a car cost $700. So that was not, if you scale
How
that
much
out.
was it for today?
Oh, well, how much are cars now? A lot, right?
20
30
grand.
20 grand.
Yeah, I mean, depending on what you want, but
Yeah.
20, 30.
Yeah.
So it's 700. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
Well,
They're biggest phones.
they're smaller than phones. That TV is smaller
Yeah.
than a phone.
Yeah.
You got to be
3
sitting
inches.
pretty close
I
to
mean,
that.
what
TV.
did that? Yeah.
Dude,
How
guy,
did-
guy comes over, mounts it on his wall.
Can you do? Can you look at an image of a 5-inch? How thick does that have to be?
Honestly, they were watching it. We're talking about kids now watching on phones. They were already watching. On
They were
phones
already
back
watching
then.
on phones.
Yeah.
You could take it everywhere. I mean, that's such a, because I don't think it was so compact. It's cheaper than I thought. All right,
That's
so
pretty expensive, dude.
It was it's a big box, but the screen is only 5 inches.
Looks bigger than 5 inches, but
I don't know. That one in the middle with the blue background looks about right.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's crazy, dude. I mean, like, so you would just turn. I mean, you
They
couldn't
look
really.
like ATMs. Don't
Yes,
they?
yeah, they look like ATMs, and it definitely looks like something that you're not comfortable. You're not lounging and watching.
No.
Think about like TV now. You can lay on the couch.
Right.
You can lay on the floor. That's one that you're sitting upright. Someone's probably standing.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe 2 people are standing. If you're trying to watch TV, you got to go walk over to it.
It's one view.
I mean,
at
I
a
can
time.
remember as a kid, we didn't have remote controls, and I was the remote control changer.
Yeah. I remember we didn't. I don't think we. I remember not having remote control. I mean, the black and white TV was. I remember my family, my mom's, all her sisters, they all got it for Christmas one year, and it was to have a TV in the kitchen. It wasn't our main TV, but the one in the kitchen was 15 inches, and it was black and white, and you'd watch it. But it wasn't crazy to have that black and white TV. It wasn't like, why are we buying this black and white TV? I mean, I don't know if you could buy one now. You'd have to go like eBay or something. But it was just one that was made for us for in the kitchen. And then we had TV, but we didn't. I don't think we remember having a remote. I think I remember getting a remote. It was crazy that you could just,
It's so funny. You had like your role in the family was you were the TV changer.
Yeah, for my parents and grandparents.
So you just sit closest to the TV.
I'd be lying on the floor watching, and my dad'd say, change the channel, and I'd get up and turn until he.
Yeah, that was like the old. That's what you say about kids. Was kids?
why you had 'em.
That's why you had them. Change the channel.
And then you got a remote. What did you do after that? You just lost
fired.
lost your
Relax.
purpose.
He was
in
put
the
up for
family.
adoption.
My dad said that when he was a kid and they were watching, like Kentucky basketball games, they would turn the sound off on the TV and turn it on the radio with the screen on, because he said it was it was much better on the radio than it was on the TV, but you could watch it and listen at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like when you listen to. I've done that.
Yeah.
Where if I want to hear some of it, I want to specifically hear about like Vanderbilt. So and I want to hear our people talking about them versus.
And then there's a delay.
Yeah, you got to sync them. That's what's hard.
When did commercials start? The first American advertisement aired on July 1, 1941. The ad was for Bulova watch and lasted for 10 seconds. It aired on NBC. That watch has been around for a long time.
Is it still around?
Yep. First ad, wow.
It's interesting it took that long for commercials to start. How was all this being funded?
Well, the show's the first show was 28, but that was a radio program. There was probably ads on that radio program.
Oh, okay.
But they were just sad ads.
Okay.
And then the first let's film a commercial. When did remote controls begin? When were you born, Brian? The first remote control was produced by Zenith and released in 1955. This remote control could turn the television on or off and change the channel. It was completely wireless. That's nuts. I mean, that's my parents were born then.
Took us a while to get it.
That's what I was about to say. It took y'all 25 years to get that remote.
I think it was expensive. It was,
Must have been.
Maybe, did we ever? Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, what else was wireless at that time? Probably not a lot.
No.
Maybe we,
The remote might not have been wireless.
It says it was wireless.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
When did, maybe you don't
These are cold, hard facts, dude.
Yeah.
You notice all the sources on
When
here?
did color TV start? On June 21, 1951, CBS broadcasted the first color program. Only 12 customers across America could see the first color TV broadcast. 12 million other TVs were blank for this program. Few people owned color TV sets between 51 and 65. Starting in 66, color TV programming was broadcast across America, leading to a surge in sales of color television sets. I mean, think of like 12 people. What if you're one of those 12 people?
I could see you being one of them.
Yeah. I could see you being, I thought it'd be you. Like it'd be like a weird group, but you wouldn't have the color. You'd be a part of like, you're always part of these weird things that I was one of the people they asked about. But 12, man. Can you imagine? You're like only 12 of you. There's 12 million TVs.
Yeah.
It's not, it's not like there was 1,000.
I bet the people on the show, though, were like, guys, there's 12. The rest of them are going to, can we just keep it black and white for a little bit longer so more people can see us?
Yeah.
Yeah. The actor is just, why didn't you make it? Because I don't know. I was on for 12 TVs. There's 12 houses I can't go to the bathroom in because I'm so famous, but the other 12 million. I mean, yeah. Then color TV sets started and we were off and running. I mean, TV was probably, people just people needed stuff to do. I mean, can you imagine having to listen to radio just your whole life, and then you get TV and you're like, I mean, it'd be like a drug. You're like, I want to see all this stuff. We're so bored. You can't do anything. And then you're just like dying for it.